Something happened out there, and no one can explain it. A sequence of events recorded in observatories across 3 continents is showing a pattern that should not exist. A pattern so strange, so abnormal, that scientists decided to keep it out of public reports. And the worst part? Some of this information has leaked, and what's inside suggests the universe may be sending a warning. A warning that was never meant to reach us. These data files were not meant to be seen. They were never supposed to leave the internal servers. But they did, and now, for the first time, you're about to hear the unfiltered version of what is happening above our heads. Because if this is what it appears to be, then forces in the cosmos are acting in ways we have never witnessed. Forces capable of crossing entire galaxies, ignoring magnetic fields, ignoring physics itself, and reaching Earth, right where we are. But this wasn't all. Over the last several weeks, the frequency of these events has increased, and not a single scientist can explain why. The readings are rising, pushing far beyond what the equipment considers normal. It's as if something is pushing invisible particles toward us. Particles capable of passing through matter as if it doesn't exist. The question is, why are they being pushed? In the first internal reports, these events were labeled statistical anomalies. A polite way of saying, we have no idea what this is. But then new detections began to appear. And they weren't appearing in just one place. They showed up in Argentina, in Utah, in Antarctica, in stations that, officially, have nothing to do with each other. And each one recorded something that shouldn't have been there. And this was only the beginning. Because in the last 48 hours, the intensity of these particles rose again. And not in a random spike like before. It increased in pulses, pulses that seemed to follow a pattern, as if something was reacting. But reacting to what? And the problem is, that wasn't the worst part. One of these pulses carried so much energy that, according to physicists, there is no known natural source capable of producing it. Nothing, not supernovas, not black holes, not galaxy collisions. To produce this level of energy, you need something completely outside our current understanding. And this is where everything becomes dangerous. To understand how this began, we need to go back to 2021, when a particle was detected entering Earth's atmosphere with energy so absurd that it defies logic. It was given a symbolic name, Amaterasu, after the Japanese sun goddess. The name wasn't poetic, it was a warning, because that particle illuminated a problem hiding in the deepest parts of the universe. When it was detected, it seemed impossible. No known phenomenon could have produced it. No dying star, no black hole, no nuclear chain reaction. Nothing in the observable universe can create the force that particle carried. And yet, it appeared. And it didn't come from a region full of galaxies or cosmic turbulence. It came from a completely empty part of the cosmos, a place that should emit absolutely nothing. But then something even stranger happened. The early analyses showed that this particle not only came from an empty region, it also came with company. Yes, it wasn't alone, it was part of a cluster. And the rest of the cluster is appearing now. The observatories didn't release this immediately. Some never intended to. For one simple reason, this phenomenon doesn't match any existing scientific theory. And when something has no explanation, it doesn't go to the headlines. It goes into drawers. But recently, a set of documents, likely internal scientific reports, leaked into private research networks and ended up in the hands of independent physicists. And inside them was something no one expected. A pattern repeating the exact same energy signature as the Amaterasu event. A signature that, according to all physics we know, should not appear more than once. But the universe didn't ask for permission. It sent several, and this opened a question that no one has been able to answer. If these events aren't coming from any known source, then where are they coming from? Now let's dive into what is actually happening, without exaggeration or fantasy. Just the raw, uncomfortable physics. These particles are called ultra-high-energy cosmic rays, UHECRs. They are the most energetic projectiles in the known universe. Stronger than anything built by humans. Stronger than any nuclear process ever recorded. Stronger even than billions of exploding stars combined. Imagine something the size of an atom, carrying more energy than a speeding baseball. That should be impossible, but it's happening. And here's the detail that changes everything. These particles are appearing more frequently. And the way they arrive suggests that something is accelerating them, deliberately or not, in specific directions. One of those directions is pointed directly at Earth. The early mathematical models showed 2 disturbing possibilities. Something in the universe is becoming more active. or we are moving through a cosmic region far more dangerous than we realized. And what scientists discovered next, no one was prepared for. They tried tracking the origin of these events, and there is nothing there. No galaxy, no star, no explosion, nothing. The space is empty. It should emit nothing, and yet it's emitting the most energetic particles ever observed. It's as if the void is alive, or reacting, or hiding something we have not yet understood. Now imagine the implications. If these events continue increasing, and if they really do come from some unknown mechanism, then they may directly affect our entire technological network, satellites, communications, power grids, and even the planet's atmosphere. And still, no one is talking about this publicly. But the next part is even more disturbing. Because when researchers compared the new pulses with the Amaterasu event, they found something that changes everything. What scientists found when they compared the new pulses to the Amaterasu event was simple and terrifying. The energy signatures were nearly identical, as if whatever created that impossible particle in 2021 had done it again. Only this time, the frequency was higher, and the direction was closer. Something was repeating the same cosmic behavior, but with more intensity and less warning. But then something even stranger happened. When they mapped the arrival direction of the recent pulses, they noticed that the trajectory had shifted. Not wildly, just enough to imply that the source wasn't static. It was moving, and if it was moving, then it wasn't a random burst from deep space. It was part of something dynamic, something changing, and that raises a question no one wants to ask. What exactly is moving out there? The model showed that if you extend the trajectory backward, the source appears to drift across a region of space that is supposed to be empty. A region with no known galaxies, no active stars, no supermassive black holes. Nothing that could possibly produce such energy. And yet something is producing it, repeatedly. One astrophysicist described it in private notes as a ghost traveling through the void. Another referred to it as an engine with no machine. And another simply wrote, "This should not exist." But that wasn't the final shock. A subset of the leaked documents showed that some detectors registered something else along with the high-energy particles, an incredibly faint distortion in local spacetime. So faint that most sensors missed it entirely. But the few that picked it up detected the same distortion within minutes of each other, across 3 different instruments. Now here's where everything gets dark. A distortion in spacetime is not caused by random particles. It's caused by massive events. Events like collapsing stars, merging black holes, or something else entirely. But these distortions were tiny. Too tiny to match the energy of the particles. It's as if something powerful was happening, but hidden. Masked, like a giant cosmic event occurring behind a curtain we can't see through. And what came next sent shockwaves through the handful of scientists who saw the raw data. The distortion wasn't random, it was rhythmic, it pulsed, like a heartbeat. At first, no one believed it. They assumed it was interference. A glitch, a synchronization error, but then the pattern repeated again, and again, and again, across multiple sensors separated by thousands of miles. Something out there was pulsing, and sending particles toward us in the same rhythm. And this opens the most disturbing theory so far. If the pulses are connected, then whatever is happening out there isn't an explosion or a collapse. Those are single event processes. This is continuous, ongoing, like a system, a cycle, a mechanism, something doing the same thing over and over again. But what kind of natural process could behave like that? None that we know. And so the forbidden theories began. Some researchers suggested it could be a form of dark matter interaction, something we've never observed, behaving in ways we cannot detect directly. If dark matter can interact with spacetime in a way we don't understand, it could produce effects like this, without leaving a visible trace. But there's a problem. Dark matter doesn't behave in pulses. It doesn't have cycles. It doesn't activate, at least, not according to anything we've ever seen. Another theory. A decaying primordial object, something older than galaxies, a relic from the early universe, waking up after billions of years. Something so ancient and so unfamiliar that our physics cannot describe it. But again, this is speculation, and no one wants to admit it aloud. Then came the most controversial theory of all. A small group of theoretical physicists, not speaking publicly but within encrypted scientific forums, proposed that these signals might be the side effect of a hypermassive object transitioning through dimensions. Not crossing space, but bending through it, slipping between regions of spacetime in ways we do not understand. This would explain why the source appears to come from emptiness. because the object may not actually be in our universe most of the time. And if that is true, then these pulses may not be messages at all. They might be footprints, the marks of something moving across cosmic fabric. But the truth is, no one knows. Now imagine this scenario. If an object or mechanism is moving through space-time in a way we can't track, it might leave behind bursts of ultra-high energy particles each time it interacts with our universe. Like a ship leaving shockwaves each time it breaks through water. And if those shockwaves keep growing, then whatever is pushing them might be getting closer. And the latest data suggests exactly that. The arrival times of the particles have been shrinking. The intensity has been rising. The pulses are becoming more regular. It's as if something is accelerating toward us, or we are moving toward it. Now picture this. If these pulses interact with Earth at a stronger level, even slightly stronger, they could disrupt global satellite networks, distort GPS systems, flood the atmosphere with radiation, or destabilize power grids. These particles don't care about metal, shielding, design, or engineering. They pass straight through. And yet the public knows nothing. Because the agencies involved have no explanation. And when you have no explanation, you don't announce it. You classify it, but something unexpected is happening. More leaks, more hints, more independent detectors picking up anomalies. And when amateur observatories begin detecting similar patterns, that's when you know the phenomenon is too large to contain. Too widespread to hide. And here is the final twist. The latest pulse showed a slight change in direction, one that lines up almost perfectly with the sun's motion through the galaxy. Meaning, whatever is generating these particles isn't targeting Earth. Earth is moving into its path. We may simply be crossing a region of space filled with something we've never encountered. Something powerful enough to send particles with impossible energy. Something that pulses like a beating heart in the void. And the truth is, no one knows what it is. No one knows how long it will last. No one knows what will happen next. But the pulses are still coming. And they're getting stronger. Whatever this thing is, it's not finished. And when the next pulse arrives, you're going to want to be here to understand it.